Oh my goodness. The feds are closing in. Oh, they trying, buddies. They are trying their best to do their deed. They want to do their most dastardly. Oh, yeah. It's your boy Karceno here. Let's get to it. Hit the like button coming through the door. Good people. Oh, yes. Definitely hit the like button. Um, so a lot of craziness been going on. So my sources has told about them actually going ahead and interviewing and asking questions in the situation with involving Cuba Gooding Jr. getting his response to the situation whatsoever. Now, what does this mean for Diddy? Oh, I got my Diddy coat in there. I'm getting rid of my Diddy coat. You haven't seen those Diddy coats ever. They gone. Now, here's the biggest problem we have with the situation. Or it's not a problem. It's more like a, situation. Now, here's the thing I was looking at, because I want people to get it. When you're involving yourself in a situation such as they did, you understand there's certain things that I gave you those coats out of the kindness of my heart. Oh man, so the diddler is done. Oh gosh. So now what's happening here is Cuba has already been in trouble before, you know, based on everything that happened previously with that case. So when he was arrested and charged for groping the woman and touching her inappropriately, this was not done in the way like he got railroaded in that situation. But when this guy Rodney Jones comes through and start making these accusations about Cuba, then that took it to a whole nother level. Because now this guy feels like they already got leverage on him. He took a settlement in the deal. And because he took a settlement in that case, so he would face no jail time for it. Right. As long as he's doing that, nobody's bothering him. You see what I'm saying? Long as he took that settlement, he was cool. He can get back to his job of acting. But now, Rodney Jones just threw his name into this thing right here. So you never know which direction Cuba's going to go into. Yeah. And he said Cuba Gooding came on to him inappropriately and all of these different things. So, of course, they're going to want to interview him to get his statement on these things, saying he was groped and all these different, accusations that was brought about. Now, he's like, oh, he touched my groin. He was all over me. And I felt very uncomfortable. And we heard that countless times throughout the case. He said they were on Diddy's yacht, and Cuba Gooding Jr. groped him aboard the yacht. They was in the Virgin Islands, and this was in January of 2023. What's up, TQ? Hit the like button, give everybody. Exactly. They don't do this to white men. And white men have done a lot more. We talked about that. Charlie Sheen then shot his woman, shot her. A fellow actress shot her. And they let him off. They let him go on national TV and brag about doing crack cocaine. And they still was talking about giving him movie roles. He had HIV, and it was like, oh, that's all right. It's Charlie. He's got tiger blood. That good old Charlie. I'm like, we've seen them do egregious acts and was never, ever treated like this. Now, he alleges that this Rodney Jones, a.k.a. Little Rod, says that Sean Puffy Combs tried to pass off him and give him to Cuba Gooding Jr. as if he was trafficking him for sex. Right? And he said, Cuba Gooding began touching and groping and fondling my legs up my inner thigh, my groin, the small of my back, near my buttocks, my shoulders. And he was trying to say he was very uncomfortable on this yacht with Cuba Gooding Jr. Now, this is the video or the photo that he's showing people. Now, who took this photo? Here, Cuba Gooding Jr. looks like he's drunk, and he's talking to him and giving him some advice. Courtney, it didn't go that way. Gene Till took the picture. He be like, Diddy, man, he better stop playing with me. You know, I ain't got nothing to do with that kind of activity. Now, you've had your homeboy who's drunk, right? And your homeboy get too drunk. What do? They put their arm around you and they talk. Hey, man, this don't look sexual at all. He got on headphones. They listening to the tracks. He's playing these tracks to him because he want him to listen and get his thoughts on the track. Now, so far, Little Rod is trying to say, and this is what kills me with people, man. They would rather embarrass themselves as human beings to try to get some money. Besides a photo of him putting his arm around you as he's listening to you talk, everybody's like, all right, what's this all about? I never understood. I never understood a lot of people's decisions in life. You know, he said Diddy got that man gone. Well, you never know what he's gonna say. You know, when they ask him this interview, because you know they main thing is let's try to get Diddy. So if they go and tell Cuba, who took a plea deal already in a case, this man's already taken a plea deal before when he was publicly humiliated with the arrest, right? He was already publicly humiliated, being arrested, led out in this case the first time around. So in this interview, what are they going to do now? Do you think he's going to be the stand-up guy? Do you think he's going to stand up? That's what I want to know. Do y'all think this guy's going to be a stand-up human being? He said they interview radio. So now, will this help or hurt Diddy that they interviewing him? Right, that's just twisting the photo. And one thing's for certain, Rodney Jones don't look uncomfortable. He looks very relaxed. But here's a man that took a plea deal. You see, I'm always leery of people that took deals. When people take a deal and they already on the probational side. So he came right in and settled. I mean, quick. He didn't want to go to jail. He was like facing jail time. He went in there and settled the case and took a plea deal. So now, when he takes this plea deal, what does that mean for everybody else? Hmm? People take deals. Now, if he's threatened to go to jail again, saying this could be a violation of your probation or your deal, how is this going to play out? How is this going to go? If it's Diddy or him, do you think that man going to stand 10 toes down? Or he going to say, it was him. I, I'm saying he offered to me this man. I didn't want him. But I will tell you everything I know for my immunity. I'm just saying, I don't mean to laugh because it's kind of sad, but I don't mean to laugh at the situation. You see what I'm saying? Everybody know this is bad. All he has to do is deny it. Exactly. All he got to do is say what he's accusing me of isn't true. See, they want to interview him and get him so they can have his story on the record. So either him with his attorney is going to speak, but remember, he's already in trouble and been in trouble. So now this is where loyalty and the right thing comes into play. Well, now the general public and the world has to make a decision and find out which side are they on. Which side are you ready to believe? We've seen it all before. No. The many times they try to change things, the more they stay the same. It can do one or two things. It can help or it could hurt. Ain't no party like a bad boy party. I mean, what they gonna do? Are they gonna interview LeBron James next? What are you gonna do? They're making a movie right now. 50 Cent is writing. He's trying to get in there so he can make his rights. 50 gonna be like, man, I gotta, hey, Diddy, we could really make some money off this, man. Depending on how the turnout go, I could probably get a series on Stars or something called the Diddy Files. And we can just do a mini series or something. Man, this is like an epic movie, man. This is incredible. Now, I told y'all about first the billionaires. So the new report is Diddy is he has $100 million in loans. $100 million in loans. $100 million in loans out to the world. He got 3 loans on this one big mansion. And that's why I told you, these guys are living on loans. So when he was selling his properties, as I told you, when Diddy was selling his properties, this is what we were talking about. Well, when you see the scenarios go either right or left, you're stuck. You're stuck in a scenario where you are in the whim or you're at the mercy of somebody else, or let's say he's been in communication with Cuba, which I think he was. Diddy is somebody right now who's financially strapped. And what I mean by that is liquid. Harry, that is the lie they keep telling you. LeBron James not even a billionaire. What they people they believe the lies that are told to them. They believe all these different They believe all of these different situations and scenarios that the media tells them. These people are not billionaires. They don't generate the money per year in revenue. If you look at the top earners and what they're bringing in, they're not even up there. You know, Jay can say, hey, I'm a billionaire because I have enough I have a lot coming in, but he's not liquid billionaire. He go and get a loan, but then when it's tax time, he's got to drop an album. He's got to go cash something in, sell a business for cash. You know, it's like, whoa, he sold Rockaware for cash. He sold another business for cash. You know, right. He's rich on paper. And now he's taking out all these loans. There's no telling if he's ever going to pay back the 100 million. Only collateral he got left that's worth anything is that Bad Boy. That Bad Boy catalog. Yeah, exactly. No, not exactly. Jay did right. By them being a brand, it was able to enhance him. But he earns more than Beyonce because he's the one that's putting out all of the stuff on Beyonce. Then he started to get her to produce songs and take credit for writing songs and all this stuff. So I haven't seen the Beyonce track list. I'm gonna do it now because okay, let me see this Cowboy Carter album. Is this thing is out yet or? Oh, it did. It came out yesterday. Okay. Well, see, the reason why is because we know somebody who wrote a song on this album. I just want to see if it's credited because they did something on there that was. Oh my God, she redid Jolene. If you telling me she did, I'm gonna be really pissed off. Oh, there it is. The song Desert Eagle. We know somebody who wrote that song and gave it to Beyonce. So that's why it's on there. I see it on the track list, but I want to see the credits for the album. I want to see the breakdown. I want to see if that person actually got the credit. I didn't want to put that out to the public yet, you know. So that's why I was like holding back on it. Said, where's Patsy Cline at? Billions with a small B. He's like, hey, I'm gonna tell you like this. They're saying Diddy got all these loans. 50 Cent is roasting him too for have taken out all these loans on these houses. But when I told people Diddy was selling all his houses, even my boys like, man, the feds weren't watching your videos, man. They been for the dude. I was like, you got to listen to what I'm saying. I said they sped up the process. They sped up what they had to do because they really wasn't paying any attention to it. They didn't see him liquidating all of this stuff and saying, okay. When I put the video out, it was like, whoa, what's going on here? and I could see the way it was going, and I was like, I get to see the charts. I get to see where the traffic is coming from. I get to see the spikes. I get to see everything on my side, the analytics. So I'm like, I know what I'm talking about. I know what they did. They joined my Patreon. They want to see what I'm gonna say, what information I might provide, anything. You think they're not listening to social media? They got people that they have that listen to that stuff. Their job is to navigate and see what's going on, see if there anything found that somebody found on social media that could be helpful in the investigation, or anything that they can see is related. That's why certain information I just left it on the Patreon or didn't say it at all. Because I ain't want to pile on while it's an open investigation. They ain't gonna call me in no trial. They're gonna be, how did you know he was selling the homes? I did my work. I did my research. Like any good person does, they do the research. You got to do the work. And thank you, Gilbert Arenas, for finally admitting that I had more knowledge of the information than you did. And whether you give me my credit for it, you had to go through a long, strenuous process till you finally admitted and gave me credit that I actually just have information. I'm a vault of information. I don't have to fake nothing. Now, what's good? Well, society has told us one or two things. They said, you're either going to swim or drown. That's basically it. Now, Diddy has not been charged of anything. He hadn't been charged with nothing. Oh, I know when I see the Ringo report, I know it's you. Yeah, of course he admitted I was right. Why wouldn't he? She made a video for Jolene? Wow. That's what they do. I never understood for the life of me why so many people hold on to narratives that just weren't true. Now, everybody in the free world know that Cuba Gooding Jr. was doing a lot of activities that was out of control. Now, let me explain to you what got him in trouble in the first place. The whole thing was a setup. Okay? Cuba was set up. When he did the O.J. Simpson trial, right? When Cuba Gooding Jr. Oh yeah, when they did that, they had the post thing. Like this was bringing Cuba Gooding Jr. back. He played O.J. Simpson. So when he played O.J. Simpson, it brought him back to prominence. He was back on the main stage. Now, when they came back and they did right, so when they did the whole process, oh yeah. So when they did this whole process, yeah, Cuba was back. Cuba was back. He was bigger than life. So he went out on this fest to promote this tour, right? And while he was promoting the tour, Cuba was back. Now I said was. He was back on the red carpets. He was doing his thing. And this is where his problem's at, right there. That woman right there. Sarah Paulson. Now you might be asking yourself, what went wrong here? Cuba comes out, and then here's Sarah Paulson, the lead for this whole thing they got here in the city of media. Watch what Cuba does. He's trying to look under her dress. He keeps pulling her dress up on stage while she's taking pictures. Cuba was just really in a grabby, touchy mood. And she's like, oh my God, will you stop, Cuba? He was threatening to open his pants, all kind of craziness. And she's like, stop, Cuba. Will you stop? You're out of control. This is why they set him up. This is why he was set up. 3 years later, it took to get Cuba. They set him up with the girl, let him go over there and do his Cuba thing, and then she come in here and hit him with all those charges to take him down. How dare you do that to a white woman on stage, on a major stage? And she came out as gay, as lesbian. She's now a lesbian now. So she comes out for that. So they set him up. And that's how Cuba got caught with that other woman. Set up to take him down. But this is the reason they took him down. Cuba was wilding on stage. For any other white artist, this would have been fun and games and jokes. But you cannot joke about pulling your pants down, touching on a white woman like that, groping her on stage, pulling up her skirt. You can't do this. Now, if she pressed charges on him, look at him. She stopped. If she would have pressed charges on him for his playful banter, everybody from the gay community, Hollywood was, this is unacceptable, and Me Too behavior. She said, oh my God, I felt so bad for her. It's like she couldn't breathe. And she's trying to just get through the motions. I felt so bad. Mm-hmm. That's what they do. Nice legs, though. This is why he was set up. So that's why they set him up for the sting, and they took Cuba down. Now he's on a plea deal. Now they made him out to be the animal, the bad guy now. No red carpets for him no more. I told you, when somebody white go down, 3 other brothers got to go with it. Didn't I tell y'all that before? When Harvey Weinstein went down, and I said, uh-oh, everybody's in trouble. All the brothers is finna go down. What black guy did they go get after that? When Harvey went down, who went down after him? I told you, when these powerful white guys go down, 3 brothers is going with it. He ain't going alone. Who did they come get? Bill Cosby. Who else did they come get? Russell Simmons. Who else did they come get? R. Kelly. When I keep telling y'all, man, I keep telling y'all, y'all don't listen. Now, what just happened now? What white guy just went down? What white guy just went down? Today marks the anniversary of Johnny Cochran passing away. So y'all know what white guy just went down? Thank you, Terrell. We just talked about it. Vince McMahon, the billionaire Vince. Billionaire Vince just went down. They didn't want to get rid of Vince. Hell, he was in trouble about a year ago. They just cleaned it up and said, oh no, the new company, we're going to keep him in this role here. He's been punished already. He took a break. Now he's back. So now that these other claims come out, they had to get rid of Vince and get him all the way out of the business. Can't have nothing to do with it no more. So now, if he's going to go, look for 3 brothers to fall. Who do we get now? P. Diddy. Cuba Gooding Jr. is involved. They trying to get everybody they can in there, but Diddy's the one they came after first. Then we got to see who's going to be next. I keep telling you, y'all gotta understand, these people ain't really with you who claim to be with you. You got to understand and recognize the game. Cuba Gooding was set up. Well, we don't know what he's going to say or what he's not going to say. He might go in there and just say, hey, that dude lying on me. That's it. But like you said, will it help or will it hurt Diddy? That's the big case we got here today. Is this going to help or is this going to hurt Diddy? Oh, yeah. That's what they do. You got to think about it, man. These people are on a different plateau of thinking. Don't you love how people go in the comment section and complain, but they hear every video? You would think if they had something to complain and they didn't like it, they wouldn't be here. I know if I see something I don't like, or like I don't watch academics. Like, what I'm gonna watch that for? That's a waste of my time. I know this is just garbage, so there's no need of me to even be there. Gooden touched Little Rod. Yeah, I mean, he touched him, but not like in a sexual way. Like he's having a conversation with him and they're listening to music. Little Rod is playing him music to listen to. And he's got his arm on him and he's talking to him. If he didn't want his arm around him, he should have told him as a man, like, yo, man, hey, you getting too close, bro. Just chill with the touchy stuff. Like you could tell, but he's blasted. They've been drinking on the yacht. He's sitting there talking, they playing music. It ain't like they in a romantic room and they're setting, it's other people on the boat. I mean, Cuba is a touchy guy. He's one of those guys that touch you, grab on. You get those uncles that like they get drunk. Hey, let me talk to you, nephew. Listen, I've seen this plenty of times. I've seen this kind of behavior. That don't tell me anything that something's wrong is going on. So they set Cuba Gooding up. What did he say? Well, they want to ask him about this because this is what he being charged and accused of. So they're going to ask him about this photo on the boat. Now, from the photos I've seen, this man has been trying to. He was trying to touch Diddy, like grab him, but Diddy know how to deal with him. 50 Cent is next. Fifth better stay down. Fifth is still doubling down on this chick, like calling her out. I'm like, come on, Fifth. You might have to let this one go. You don't want old strap. You don't want none of that Daphne information popping up. No, sorry. You don't want none of that information popping up. Just let it go. Let it go. LIG it, baby. Well, he accused also in the lawsuit that Little Rod said that there were minors in the video and all this stuff on Diddy, right? That's what he said. I'm not putting that on him. That's what he said in the lawsuit. Now, these girls have been identified and saying that they were all legal age. And so that's not going to stick. Well, LeBron said, man, ain't no party like a bad boy party, ain't no party like a Diddy party. So I don't know. They be calling Bron in there. That'd be funny. They're gonna be LeBron. Can you hold your right arm up, your other arm up? You swear to tell the truth? Oh yeah, I always tell the truth. Can I have some wine? No, sir. Oh, you can't after this interview. Yeah. You recognize this man here? Yeah, yeah, I do. Can you tell us who it is? Oh, that's Diddy. Do I have to say Sean Combs? Sean Combs. Okay, Brian, you're on tape saying that ain't no party like a Diddy party. What kind of party is that? Oh, come on, man. Now, if that's why I'm in here, I could be I'm trying to go to the finals. I'm 39. It's my last chance. I got these old tires right here. Yep. So, what do you want from me? I mean, I'm just saying ain't no party like a Diddy party because, they get turned up, people dancing, music, I've never seen that crazy. No, I wouldn't be here for that. I don't know what he did when I left. Um, I, you can ask Jay-Z and Beyonce, Kanye, you should bring them in because, they were there. I wasn't. Well, thank you for that. So you confirmed that they were there. Yeah, when I left, I don't know. There's some other people there too, but I don't really know their names. But no, I ain't see nothing. But, okay, can I go now? Brian gonna be in there giving up names. He gonna be throwing everybody under the bus. Brian gonna be throwing everybody under the damn bus. Did he go call Brian? He gonna be, yo, it's Brian. Man, what you say to them? I heard your interview, man. I heard you went up there and you start giving up names. Man, Jay mad. He said you even involved B in this. Oh, no, I was just saying, that should be at the house with parties. You don't say nothing like that. Man, ain't you from the streets? You from Okra, right? No, Akron. Oh, yeah, Akron. Well, you ain't Akron right. You supposed to know when to shut up, when to let your lawyer talk. What the hell you going in there dropping names? Jay mad. I got him on the other line. Jay, you still there? Yeah. I'm just a little disappointed that you would drop my name and drop wifey's name in it. She don't want anything to do with all this, man. Well, I don't know why you would take the time to say something like that. Man, my bad. That's on me. That one's on me. Yep, I'll take that one. That was on me. Yep, I totally wasn't thinking. I was just saying in general, we ain't nothing going on there. We're all there. That's all I'm saying. Well, I got a guy that works for the agency, and he told me, he was like, I wouldn't say anything around this man. He just started volunteering information. And I was just like, I thought we was better than that. Oh, I didn't know you knew those guys. Yeah, I do. Man, we gonna have to have a talk. It's like Beyonce, man, B, she's mad, man. She's really mad at you. Tell the queen I'm sorry, man. I'll make this right. I'll make it right. Okay, just right now, you can't come around for a couple of parties right now until this thing is over. Then, we'll talk to you. Good luck in the playoffs. I'm rooting for Kawhi now. Diddy, you see what I'm saying when you open your mouth, Daddy? You see what happened, Playboy, when you open your mouth? That's why we don't talk. Pull over. Wherever you at, you pull over. I'm sitting in a car. We gonna come get you right. Oh, man. Yeah, it's crazy. Well, when you know you've been in a situation that's not ideal for you, let's say the situation was not something that you thought was on the up and up, right? Where would that put you? Hmm. I know, man. They're gonna try to say Mika's a worker. Mika's Meek was being sold. Y'all need to worry about what Meek doing with that billionaire white guy who flying him around on them planes. If anybody a sex worker, they need to be worried about that. Everybody worried about Diddy, Meek. I'm like, shoot, you need to be worried about Meek and that doggone billionaire, that one that owned the 76ers. Because he is habitual. You seen what he was doing, a little baby grabbing his privates and getting drunk, and they just do what they want. They just take what they want. They billionaires. Nobody's telling them no. They not used to hearing no. He was like Michael Rudin. Yeah. Y'all need to be worried about Michael Rudin that got to do bunny hopping at his house. He's spending the night at his mansion, flying him out. I'm like, what would Mike Rudin need with Meek Mill? They're like, well, Meek from Philly, and they got that prison reform. Okay, the prison reform is done. What does he get, a slave now? The hell he got him there? You got Robert Kraft in there, all these weirdos hanging with him. And I'm like, dude, they just passing him around like he a piece of meat. I mean, it's bad, man. It's like, me gonna be like, man, dude, I was just over there with homie, man. I gotta go over there and sit on his lap again. Damn, man, I don't know, man, this is spooky, man. I can't really get down with this, man. Not, man, I already did him. Man, they want me to go do homie again, man. I can't be doing that, man. No, man, I need a break. I need a mental break, man. Come on, man. I gotta get my mind right. Man, I don't want no more pills, man. I don't need no more mind. Man, I'm telling you, y'all don't understand how crazy this world is. Y'all don't know how crazy this world is. And look, they told you they didn't got Cuba. They brought him all out. Told y'all. You remember when they brought old Cuba out? Set that man up. Set him up. Now, he already took a plea deal so he wouldn't go to jail the first time around. So now he finna go testify. Then what? Well, he ain't finna testify. He gonna do his interview. Little baby folded. Hey, I'm telling you, they come get you when they want to come get you. All right, Cruz just arrived for the fight. He said, when will it be Dana White's turn? Exactly. He ain't failed. Because as soon as he fall, you know who they going to go after next? Floyd Mayweather. They going to find a way to try to grab Floyd. Yeah, so Cuba going to go in there. He's going to give his interview. He going to say what he got to say. Is it going to be hurtful or helpful to Diddy? That's all anybody, that's the only question anybody could say. What is he going to say to them? What is he going to do? I'm quite sure his lawyer do all the talking and say, this guy's lying. I don't know why I'm named in this lawsuit. It's ridiculous. I should be removed from it. I did not grope this man and do all this craziness because, first of all, he's not faced with any jail time. You know, the thing about it is this is a civil case against Diddy. He wasn't even, he just mentioning this guy in the lawsuit. But because he went and did what he did, and he got blackballed and framed in the last one, we're right back at this door. You said Cuba didn't do anything this time. Well, I don't think he did anything that time. I don't think Cuba did anything that time. Cuba was framed. I feel he was framed. Mm-hmm. I don't see Diddy doing no time. I don't see him going to no jail. He's not even charged with anything. It's a civil case, and his case don't hold water because UMG, Universal Music Group, is suing him. Um, Daphne Joy is about to sue him. Everybody's going to be suing him and the lawyer that he has. They both finna get sued. So it's a whole big process that's going on, and a lot of people are going to be in a world of hurt. Oh yeah. He got too many receipts on bigger fish. It's not that. It's that he's part of the group. See, y'all don't understand how this thing works. Protection is part of it. Protection is part of the arrangement. And as long as you got that protection, you good. That's what they be coming with. Now, Diddy thing is all of his finances now is up in smoke. All his all of his revenue and investments, his nonprofit, all the stuff that he cherished, that he put on the line, a lot of that stuff was being challenged. When you have people that come forward and says, "Oh, this is a civil case," and they coming after you repeatedly, sometimes they just want that perk walk so they can keep running it on a reel. Stevie J ain't even being charged. Ain't nothing gonna happen with Stevie J. He might just go to jail just for the workout. You know, that's Stevie J is nuts. Mm-hmm. Well, we're gonna see. You know, what the way everything is playing out, we're gonna see how it plays out. Well, when he was found guilty, that was the shock. He never saw that coming. Imagine being involved in something you just don't see it coming. That was them. Diddy sold his shares in Revolt. He needs the money. He got to keep up with his payments on these loans. He's got these lawyer fees. Remember, I told you Diddy was staying in Miami. He wasn't leaving the country. Well, they'll figure that out down the road. Mm-hmm. I told y'all yesterday. It's like this. Diddy sells off Revolt's TV shares to the unknown buyer, right? And we found out, we told y'all who the buyer was and everything. That's the buyer. Now, he was profiled in Forbes as the godfather of black business. He had Sunnydale Brands, LLC. He had all the body moisturizing creams that he would sell and merchandise in his Essence magazines. And yes, it was women still buying Essence. All the shea moisture and all that stuff that brought in multi-millions of dollars. He wanted to also buy BET, and he wanted to buy the Vice channel too. Oh yeah. Black people called him a sellout because he sold the black company that with the cream, shea moisture to a British consumer, a goods giant. Yeah. You know? And don't forget to hit the like button, y'all. I think the Business Insider attacked him also. Yeah, I did see that this morning. We lost the great Lou Gossett Jr. I saw Lou Gossett Jr. in, I want to say 2000 and gotta be 2005 or 6. And forgot where we at. And I was like, Mr. Gossett. Came up to him, gave him respect, and man, and he was like, you can call me Lou. I said, oh, okay. Oh yeah, Diggstown, my movie. You already know. But let's not get distracted. Okay? More than we already are. Now, Business Insider did a whole slander piece on Richard Lou Dennis. Now, they said the reports, Business Insider now, did a whole feature on Essence and said that it's dehumanizing culture at Essence. and speaking with 20 then current and former employees about the brand extremely unhealthy work culture. And Diddy-Dennis is at the helm of this. So Diddy's friend was in hot water. For the way he runs his business, everything. That the Business Insider did an entire report on him. And he wanted to remain anonymous. But as you can see, nothing remains anonymous. I think this was purposely done and purposely leaked out by the other side, who didn't want Diddy to slide the shares over to his own boy. But here's the thing. The other side do it all the time. The other side does do this move all the time. Where do you think Diddy learned it from? Absolutely. You said, well, if you black, then don't break the law. How about you don't break the law, period? How about that? Where's Christopher Williams? Maybe he's still dreaming. So leave him alone and just let him sleep. Don't wake him up until his dream is complete, because he's dreaming. Well, no. There is no law in having cameras in your own home, right? You can have as many cameras in your home as humanly possible. Now, what you can't do is have cameras in your bathroom where you got other people going in there. Absolutely. So, do you want to be the one to go into this situation? As I told you, Diddy is liquidating. Most people liquidate when they're getting ready to run somewhere. But as I told you, it didn't make sense because Diddy is not the type to run anywhere. He loves being out in the public eye. He's a guy that be in the public dancing and talking. He's not like Russell Simmons. They always was in the shadows anyway. They never were artists or entertainers. So the thing about Diddy is for him to hide, especially they know social media is not going to look at the case. They're going to take what this guy said now and just run with it at face value, especially Fox News. Fox News has been egregious with covering this subject because they connect Sean Diddy Combs to the left. because his vote or die and everything he's been about with voting, they're making it political. So anything this guy says in the file, they're saying it as if it's facts, as if they've done some journalistic integrity or have any journalistic integrity and tried to research it. And they did not, because they don't do research anymore. They're like, oh, research is old. We don't do that. We just repeat what that person said in the lawsuit live on air and said, wow, what do you think? Sean Puffy Combs, is he done? I mean, you guys are making a funeral based off something they have said. Oh yeah, I've covered that in my last couple videos. We did that also about Lucian Grange and what UMG is doing. Yeah, that lawyer is in trouble right along with them. With, like I said, Lil Rod's career in music, he can kiss that goodbye. We're in a sick society. We want to see people go to jail so much. It's crazy. They want the downfall of Diddy because they see a documentary or they see y'all like I've never seen it at this point, especially with black culture. Black culture, we want to see what everybody else tells us we want to see. Prisoners of the moment. That's all it is. You see it a lot. Prisoner of the moment mentality. I find it very sad. It's extremely difficult. He said, how do you feel about Diddy producing a Dog Pound album? I thought that was the lowest point in West Coast rap history. Oh, man. Well, Corrupt isn't West Coast. He's from Philly. But y'all adopted him as the West Coast. Puffy has never dissed the West Coast ever. So why shouldn't he been living over there for over 20 some years now in Cali? So why would it be strange for a producer to produce an album? Charlie Sheen. Oh, I got something special on the Patreon for y'all. We going into the Jay-Z R. Kelly files for that. But see, this is what I'm talking about. Like Apprentice just said, the media never mentions anything about Charlie Sheen and all the women he was running around sleeping with while having HIV. That is absolutely correct. They don't. This man got popular for doing an interview on television bragging about smoking crack and that he got tiger blood. They were running around like it was something funny. Oh, they thought it was funny. Yep, they didn't care. You know what they cared about? Is that man talking about crack? He's getting views. He's protected. Charlie Sheen's name is not Sheen. Neither is his father. They made him change his name for Hollywood to convert to a white sounding Jewish name, Sheen. Their last name is Estevez. He's Carlos Estevez, not Charlie Sheen. His name is not Charles. His name is Carlos Estevez, not Charlie Sheen. Emilio said he's not changing his name. He didn't care what. I'm not changing it. They said, well, they're not going to help you in Hollywood. I don't care. And he didn't care. He stayed Emilio Estevez. And this is why Charlie Sheen got all the big budget movies. While Emilio was in the second rate, B-rated movies. They didn't even let you know they were brothers until late in their careers. People are like, wait a minute, are they? Somebody said they're brothers. True. I like Emilio's movies. Yep, Young Guns. Billy the Kid. I make it famous. So they never talk about the Sheens because they're protected. Charlie Sheen shot his girlfriend and didn't go to jail. She basically came out and did an apology for herself getting shot. And when she jumped on the sword, they gave her to John Travolta and he married her. And she just died from cancer one too long ago. Jamie Presley. No, his name was supposed to be Ernest Sheen. And they said, Emilio, your name's going to be Ernest. You're going to be known as Ernest Sheen. And he said, oh, no, I won't. So they said, well, you don't like Ernest? Okay, we'll come with Elliot Sheen. You're Elliot Sheen. And he said, Elliot? I'm going to be Elliot. Nope. He's like, am I gonna be Elliot Sheen in the movie I'm in, every movie? They're gonna be, of course not. I'm taking a character's name, right? So why can't I keep my real name? What's wrong with Estevez? Oh, we're not gonna go see it because his last name is Estevez. He thought that was the most retardedest thing in the world. So it didn't happen. But you got to remember, this is the 80s. His father already bit the apple. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, Karceno for Life Patreon. We got a lot to say. So y'all finna be in for a ride today. Y'all gonna love this. I had too much information out there. I had to slow down. Black celebs need to wake up. Well, the problem is they're in a world where they get delusional. Now, what I mean by delusional is they believe they have the same equal rights as rich white people. Why am I not talking about LeBron at Diddy's party? I'm gonna speak on it. Just not now. Now, when I tell people about all of these things that's happening in Hollywood and how these people are complicit, they think it just happened when black people start doing stuff. Then white people come along and show you what real power is. You heard Luke Campbell go out and say exactly what I've been telling people for months is why Diddy's going through this hell. Is because he went up against that liquor company. But I told you, he had no business saying, I leave Diddy parties early. I don't want to be at a Diddy party. Why would you say that on the air to those people? Even if you did do it, you and Diddy has always been friends. And they used to do the interview on your boat, the whole nine. Why did you have a sense, or you felt a sense, to do such a thing? That's just low down to me. I never liked that type of attitude or mentality. If you move in such a way, you shouldn't move like that. Because what you're doing is setting yourself up for disaster, for real. And especially if you Luther Campbell, that's definitely shouldn't be words that come out your mouth. You ran around with two other perverts, and y'all was on stage doing some of the most just like ridiculous things on stage to people's daughters. I mean, have you heard the lyrics to the song? That's all you gotta do. Me so horny, me like you want to. Babe, ain't me why I'm up much. I said, what's wrong, baby girl, with being a nut? What he said, my drive is and it might drive you mad. I won't tell your mama if you don't tell your dad. I know she be disgusted when they see your clothes all messed up. Would your mama be so mad if she knew you just been had? I'm a freaking eat a dog without warning. My appetite is love, cause me so nah. I'm like, my God. And that big Chinese looking dude, boy, he was just thirsty as hell. That gold grill. Me so horny. Me so horny. I like, man, he about to take 4, 5 girls right now. They would have me too the hell out of him if anybody cared. That whole lyrics was about taking chicks and away from their mama and daddy. And I'm like, so they ain't care about no age limit. That's why I'm like, they need to be shutting up more than anybody. Absolutely. So Reginald Dennis, right? And Brendan Paul. Brendan Paul don't even know Reginald Dennis. But yet they had them up there on the screen. And I'm like, Brendan Paul don't even know this man. None that we know of. Brendan Paul was a player at Syracuse who seems like he has a drug problem. Now he's a mule. It's just like, it's amazing how they can create and make up stories and make somebody be who they want them to be. And because this one person has said it, they run with it. Now, the main problem in this situation, in this story, is a simple one. You see, this little Rod went and modified the lawsuit once they realized it was some things in there that wasn't correct. So they had to refile the lawsuit all over again. So that's what they did. They filed one, then they canceled that one and refiled another one. So when you start doing that, and that's when the guy said, okay, you remove one lie, and then you came up with some whole new lies, and you put it in the lawsuit. So it's like somebody's being coached. Diddy-Dennis is from Liberia, because there's no way in hell you would get a name like Richelieu. So you know he ain't from this country. Richelieu. Well, he's built a lasting success in business because he was brought up to do so. Now, when he was revealed as the owner, the person that bought the company, immediately they went to the slander campaign of how he runs a business and how this isn't good. White outlets who decided to, discuss this situation wanted to discuss how his passion and everything about what he does is definitely not good or beneficial. He said all they have to do is implement the Survivors Act in Florida, allegedly, and watch what happens. I know how they get down, allegedly. Now, sounds like a Caribbean last name. Well, he's Liberian. So Richelieu Dennis goes right along with it. The only Dennis I knew was Rocky Dennis from Mask. Well, because he sold his company to a white company, right? And once he did that, black people wanted to rip him to shreds. And they say when it comes to scaling a growing black-owned business, Richelieu Dennis is the man with the master plan, right? He played a pivotal role in spearheading the largest that we know of, the consumer product transactions between a major black-owned company during his negotiations by acquisition rather, with Unilever or Unilever rather. So when he did all these moves and he was getting ready to scale his business, he was doing it in a whole different way than they were used to or accustomed to seeing. So when he started having Essence and all these from his company, he broke down his thoughts behind the backlash he took when all the black community feared that his company is losing value due to him selling to the white people. And he was accused, as a lot of other black, like Johnson and Johnson, Mr. Johnson, of being sellouts because they are black owners who sell a business. And he just said, there's a few reasons. He says it happens frequently and often in our community where people can get an understanding or an appreciation or have the right track records to look up. So historically, there's been these things that have happened in our community that has led to levels of trust and mistrust. And he said, although the responses are warranted due to past behaviors of incidents, there is some hope, rising up in the culture first mindset to prevent things like this from happening in the future. So the people start speaking out against it because they didn't understand his business moves. He was doing it and selling one business to these people because he had went to the level in his mind. It was selling a car you knew was going to break down in 3 to 4 years. You might get 5 years out of it and it's going to break down. So he's getting out before the car crash and the car break down. He's selling the car. And this is something black people don't understand. So when you sell the car, and do you care who buys it? They're gonna be, it's black owned. Yeah, they gonna fire all the black people at the job when the white person take it over. They saying, okay, we got it. It's white owned now. We're getting ready to fire everybody in here that's black. No, they don't do that. You know why? Because it's not that's not progressive. That's stupid. So what you're gonna do, yeah, I know it's pretty dumb. And what makes it even dumber is that it's mostly black people. It's mostly black people that sit there and get mad. They literally get upset over the fact that, oh, this is what's happening now. Like black folks, they literally get upset when you see someone mention um, selling something and saying we can't sell out to white owners, and 9 times out of 10 they work for a white owner. So a black man can't make other moves. And what he did was start other black businesses. See, they never saw that. They just saw him selling the company to a white man and started to attack him right away, saying this is going to ruin the brand. But what he did was opening up other businesses to help black people. And they didn't understand a thing that he actually. Okay, there we go. They just dropped me for no reason. All right, we'll use this one then. They knocked that camera out. We go to camera 2. Well, you know what happened. They say obviously, with all of this lack of focus, lack of interest happening, they will say that there's a new breed of black business, a new breed. All the owners, there's a new breed, black businesses that are emerging. There's businesses of high consciousness in the community they serve. And also, what you're starting to see is black entrepreneurs develop and build businesses that are steeped in purpose, focus, and a mission. And now at this position that they can dictate to the partners that are interested to acquire them, they can dictate to them what the values are, what their purpose is. Those companies are also now looking to make acquisitions of Black-owned businesses. And they understand the importance of serving Black community because that's where and why these businesses are growing. So when he sold Shea Moisture, the Black lotioning company and all the products they had, all the women, because women love that, especially Black women and women of color. He sold it for $1.6 billion. And part of that deal, he simultaneously launched New Voices Fund as part of the deal. Now, that program, when everybody screamed, he sold that because it's these white people for $1.6 billion. When he sold the moisture company, that was as far as he can go with it. You still getting the same product. So why is Black folks mad? We giving away our Black businesses. Well, yes, Draymond Green, Carmex. You need Carmex, a whole jar by you at all times. Now, yeah, but when he launched the New Voices Fund, right, the program that was created to entrepreneur women of color in mind, that continue to invest into Black women founders who have been experiencing challenges to get capital for their businesses. So he created a program to help them out. One of the first brands to be a part of the New Voices Fund was Melly Organics, the company owned by Monique Rodriguez, a Black Latino, which was previously reported by all the other people there. The company faced backlash earlier this year with the decision to join Procter and Gamble family. So for Dennis, this was the bigger part of everything and the reason why he wanted to help businesses such as Melly's grow and scale and ultimately make a decision to take the company to the next level. Now, of course, when that was done, they say, well, why you ain't do nothing for Black men? Why you ain't doing nothing for the Black men? You always doing something for the Black woman. What about the Black men? Because Black women has helped made him a billionaire. You see? Black women made him a billionaire. Essence Magazine, Shea Moisture products were all catered towards women, Black women, not Black men. So naturally, he would make a fund for Black women. It's business. And they complain because they saying he's Lebanese, so he's not black. He's not from this country. He don't identify with what's going on. And it's very hard for African-American men to differentiate between doing something that's right and doing something that's wrong. And what you're seeing here is a failure to communicate between him and Diddy. And if once again you see the differentiation between people, black community, and our black brothers from others outside of the country, we have a disdain for them no matter what. And we once again are going after each other. So after this, he took backlash from black men. Then he said, we got to build our businesses. We have to create value in them. We have to unlock that value. And we have to take the value and invest it back in our community so that other families get the same opportunities. I think because that hasn't happened enough at scale for many people in our community, hasn't seen the positive impact that this can have. They've only seen the negative. I think what we did with his investment company that he did with Shea Moisture is the blueprint and a case study that this can happen when we start to do this. And now we're looking to see what happens, not just with us, but with hundreds of different companies that we're going to invest in. Now, the New Voices Fund is going to help Black women of color, entrepreneurs. They're going to get the capital to build Black-owned business brands like the Lip Bar. They got Slutty Vegan, the Honey Pot. And now the NASDAQ's opening, ringing of the bell in February of last year. He did that, bringing his New Voices venture. And they went public. So now,
all right,
him standing there with all the.
Thank you guys for weathering the storm. Now it is time for me to get ready for the fight. We got the Pitbull versus Rolly. Rolly went and got a chain. He went and made a chain that got a little chihuahua with his face on it with ears, like chihuahua ears and stuff. Who y'all think gonna win, Rolly or Pitbull? I got Pitbull in like round 6. Round 6 or 7. Rolly should be ready to go. He might get caught earlier than that. Yeah, it's been some great fight.
The flyweight division. You got Julio Cesar Martinez. He looks to defend his WBC flyweight title for the 6th time against the unbeaten Angelino Cordova of Venezuela. Now, before we get to that and get to the ring, we got to check in with our DraftKings person here, Amal Shaw. He's going to fill us on how the odds makers see this one tomorrow.
Because great to be with you on PBC. Can't wait. We've got some great fights coming up. You mentioned this one coming up right now. A title bout. Wait till you see the odds on this one. A great opportunity when you see it. Cesar Martinez right now, minus 340 on the money line. Cordova is plus 260 if you like it to pull the upset off. Right, I'll tell you one thing.
Yeah, you can go to Patreon if you want to. So if you're looking at we'll be going live over there for the fight.
Minus 105.
Amal Shaw is going to
Shout out to KB. We out.